What the fuck is this? How's it going, everyone? It's Apaxi, and welcome to the first week of Skyrim Special Edition Mods Weekly. That's going to be a mouthful for me to say every single week because I suck at speaking, apparently. But hey, I'm back, bringing you some of the best mods every single week. Expect Follow for Mods Weekly coming soon as well. But you came here for Skyrim Special Edition mods, so that's exactly what I'm going to show you. So without further ado, let's roll the intro. I was honestly going to just start with some skimpy outfits and be a complete view whore on this video, but that'll be now for later in the video because thanks to Special Edition not doing a very great job on remastering the graphics, we'll need to begin with some graphics mods, starting with one we all knew from the original Skyrim, ELFX, or Enhanced Lights and Effects by Anamorphous. I know I'm probably going to pronounce every single one of the mod authors' names incorrectly, but you want to know what? If you want to be, constructive criticism, let me know how to pronounce these names down below, because apparently to Google, they don't exist. If you've never heard of Enhanced Lights and Effects and you're new to Skyrim or something, or you've just been hiding underneath a rock, the graphics mod essentially hits its goal. It doesn't try to hit its goal, it does hit its goal to create a more dramatic and realistic mood to the Skyrim lights by simply adding lights to all light sources and removing any light without a source. Now, this mod can definitely stand on its own. The comparisons you've been seeing is vanilla lighting to the ELFX by itself with no ENB or anything like that, and it honestly looks greatly improved on the vanilla lighting, but in the end it honestly still has the stale look of Skyrim. There isn't much you can do when you're just tweaking the lights. You gotta add some mods on top of it. I'm going to show you where this mod truly shines, and that's when you install it side by side with other graphics mods. So to begin, Vivid Weathers on top of ELFX. You can easily tell the difference, and keep in mind, Vivid Weathers overhauls all the Skyrim weathers and image spaces, and it also adds a bunch of new ones. According to the mod description, 500 plus, along with custom effects such as snowstorms, blizzards, thick fog, distant rain, particle snowflakes, and much more. But it's not one of the mods I'm actually covering for this because it came out a bit ago. Just one that's important to mention because it's one that I'm mixing in with my graphics. And what kind of person would I be if I just stopped at ELFX and Vivid Weathers? What about an ENB? Well, next up is Rudy ENB SE for Vivid Weathers, Surreal Lighting, Climates of Tamriel, ELE, ELFX, and Realistic Lighting Overhaul. I can barely breathe right now. Mixing this ENB with Vivid Weathers and ELFX, it gives me my preferred look for Skyrim Special Edition, and I know everyone hates when I use this word, but honestly, to me, this is sexy, not this. And just for pleasure's sake, here's the vanilla lighting. Here is the combo of ELFX, Vivid Weathers, and Rudy ENB. With all three of these installed, this is where I see ELFX and also Rudy ENB shines. But this is where I want my game to look for now, at least, lighting-wise, because we've still got another graphics-related mod called the Rustic Clothing Special Edition by Gamwich. A texture overhaul for every single piece of damn clothing in Skyrim in all three of the DLCs. That's some next level work by Gamwich. I honestly can't even show you every single one of the clothing in this video because there's so many. The amount of work that Gamwich put into this, it had to have taken him a long time. Now, it does not include any armor textures, but like I said, every piece of clothing in Skyrim and all the DLCs in 2K or 4K options. I opted for the 2K to 4K option for video purposes. And like I said, I cannot show you every outfit as there's just honestly way too much to cover. If you want dedicated videos for crazy big mods like this that include a lot of changes, please let me know. But once again, every piece of clothing in the game. Clothing is a very important part to overhaul as you might be wearing it depending on your playstyle, and so will most of the NPCs in the game. It's something you can't skip over, and we have to give a big thanks to Gamwich for making it all in one beautiful package. Quick question. How the hell are you not frozen while wearing some of the outfits in the game? I know it's a little bit overkill as you're getting a sneak peek at one of the skimpy outfits that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, but still, who can survive wearing rags in a frozen area in Skyrim? Nobody. It doesn't make sense. So to hopefully make you feel a little bit more immersed when in Skyrim, the next mod is Winter is Coming SSE Cloaks by Nivea, which adds lore-friendly cloaks and hoods into the game while also keeping the feel of Skyrim, and honestly, it just makes makes you feel more immersed and makes the world actually make sense for once. Nobody walks around here in Canadian winters with a t-shirt and pants with holes in them, and especially not skimpy metal. No, they at least wear jackets. So in Skyrim, where there are motherfucking icebergs, I'm pretty sure you should wear at least a fur cloak on top of that skimpy armor. So currently this mod adds 9 bear claw cloaks, 9 bear hoods, 9 armored light bear hoods, 9 armored heavy bear hoods, 12 wolfskin cloaks, 15 wolfskin hoods, 15 armored light wolf skin hoods, 15 armored heavy wolf skin hoods. I barely made it through that. Now, the cloak textures and meshes are quite well done. Not 4K SMIM level, but they definitely fit perfectly into Skyrim Special Edition, even side by side with other mods. So to craft the cloaks and hoods, you must first have a fur crafting kit. You can either craft one at the tanning rack with 1 firewood, 1 leather, and 1 leather strip, or you can try to buy them from a merchant. Without a fur crafting kit, no items will appear in the crafting menu. This was implemented by the mod author to help cut back on the recipe clutter. Once you have a fur crafting kit, you can craft the cloaks at any tanning rack, and when you are done crafting your cloaks or hoods, you can store the fur crafting kit someplace until you're ready to craft more items. That way your recipe thing isn't cluttered, you know? And this feature is honestly something I wish every weapon and armor pack would include, but thankfully this mod does include it. Pretty simple mod, but definitely a must-have for immersion's sake, and it's also compatible with Frostfall. That's some important information. But now, for an armor mod that actually fits well with fur cloaks and ain't no skimpy armor, we'll get to that pretty soon. We've got Volkayr Knight, vampire armor by Yamanotka. I'm probably pronouncing everything wrong in this one. Essentially, it's a lore-friendly set of heavy vampire armor. The set is equivalent to the ebony tier and can actually be crafted with the ebony smithing perk. 3 versions of the cuirass can be crafted, each giving a unique bonus when worn in combination with Volkayr Knight boots, gauntlets, and hood. Each piece of armor can be also tempered and enchanted. The red version of the cuirass is called Royal Guard Cuirass. It has the effect which gives a 20% chance to reflect melee damage, which also stacks with the Reflect Blows perk. The blue version is called Abyss Walker Cuirass. It has the effect which muffles your footsteps and allows vampires to regenerate stamina, magicka, and health in sunlight. The black version is called Assassin Cuirass. It has the effect which turns you into a wisp of smoke when you sneak outside of combat, granting you invisibility. The armor is surprisingly made with vanilla assets, so it, no joke, fits in the game seamlessly. And when I saw that in the mod description, I was honestly surprised, as this armor is very well made, and I honestly thought it was custom. So maybe that's just proof of my stupidity, but I don't know. Either way, how many of you are still here to see the skimpy armor? Well, here we go. Legendary Armors Deserter X Collection SSE adds all 16 of NSK13's Deserter X armors and fully adds them into the game world. You can find them in loot, buy them, or craft them when you hit the required level for each armor set. All 16 of these armors have varying levels of skimpiness. Don't really think that's a word, but that's how I kind of have to describe it. They all have options for how much you want to show on yourself. You'll also be seeing a lot of pixelization in this section of the video. So the included armors are Gwelda Dawnguard, Daedra Creeper, Wild Huntress, Eurocene Armor Pack, which includes Imperial, Stormcloak, and Barbarian variants of armor, Soteta Huntress, Murda Black Rose, Murda Assassin, Temptra Thief, Ancient Drog, Amphi Cleric, Gwelda Witch, Red Riding Hood for all your weird childish fantasies, Gwelda Vampire, Cassandra Frost Witch, Soteta Necromancer, and I saved my favorite for last because I'm selfish like that, Celeste Nightingale, the perfect combination of skimpy and badass. And since we just showed off a bunch of skimpy female outfits, have you ever wondered why the females in Skyrim have to be so damn hideous? Well, that's exactly what Cutie Characters by QXD, so they use their name to cutie, you know? Well, anyways, this mod takes care of giving many important females in Skyrim a one-by-one makeover to give them all an enhanced and unique appearance. But honestly, it just makes them no longer horrendous to look at, to be honest. Like, we can see some of the vanilla stuff. It just, I don't want to see that in my game. And so far, this mod overhauls the following females: Ayla, Astrid, Camilla, Delphine, Eliseth, Hulda, Jordis, Lydia, Majol, Sarana, Valerica, Vex, Ysolda, Irileth, and Carlia. Probably pronounced a lot of those wrong. Sorry, it's the Elder Scrolls. I suck at pronunciation as it is. When you throw stuff like this at me, I don't know what to do with my mouth. 15 less terrifying faces to look at, essentially. I'd say this is actually a great mod to overwrite total character makeover so that you get the best outcome across all characters in Skyrim. The mod author actually has claimed that they will be working on overhauling a lot more characters in the future. By the time you see this video, there might already be new characters added. So make sure to keep your eye on this one, as I personally love the overhauls it includes so far, so I may keep you updated on this mod in the future on the channel. And now for a mod that adds some very high quality weapons to the game, and when I say that, I literally mean it. They all have planetary names. That's how you know it's legit. Zikoru Swords Collection by Zikoru and ported over by Zero Foxer. This collection adds 5 swords, all of which are in glorious 2K textures, and come in one-hand and two-handed options and have their own sheath or scabbard, whatever you want to call it. The first one is Mars, which is made to resemble the Damascus Valyrian steel look. Venus, a beautiful longsword that comes with a bit of wear and tear from battle, because you know we all love that wear and tear on our weapons. Luna, one of the 2 bastard swords in this collection. It offers a clean look and also has a silver version, which is also craftable. Terra, which was a blade designed to have the Damascus Valyrian steel pattern, but differing from the sword Mars. The overall look of the sword was heavily influenced by the elvish weaponry. And lastly, we have Soul, which is a simple but effective bastard sword coming in both clean and battle-scarred versions. It also has a silver version that is craftable. All 5 of the swords included in this small pack are top quality in terms of both their meshes and textures, and I'll definitely be keeping this pack installed for future playthroughs of Skyrim because they fit into the game amazingly, and they outbeat the vanilla weaponry as well in terms of detail. But if you're someone who wants a ton of weapons added to your game, say hello to Weapons of the Third Era by 747823 and ported by Angry Glock. This weapon collection adds over 50 weapons to Skyrim, all of which can be crafted at the Forge. This is one of those mods that I wish had a feature like WIC cloaks, because this is a lot of damn weapons being added to the game, but they do fit in quite well. So since there are so many weapons in this pack, I still want you to see them all, so we'll be going through them quickly and without looking at any of the weapon stats and not doing any cinematic shots for them. So here is the over 50 weapons added by this mod. Daedric Nodachi, Silver Nodachi, Steel Nodachi, Iron Nodachi, Daedric Longsword, Eastern Dwemer Longsword, Ebony Longsword, Perfect Silver Longsword, Orcish Longsword, Steel Longsword, Daedric Staff, Ebony Staff, Glass Staff, Perfect Silver Staff, Reinforced Staff, Tapered Staff, Wooden Staff, Third Era Daedric Sword, Imperial Ebony Sword, Eastern Dwemer Sword, Third Era Glass Sword, Elven Steel Sword, Third Era Perfect Silver Sword, Third Era Silver Sword, Third Era Steel Sword, Third Era Iron Sword, Eastern Dwemer Axe, Perfect Silver War Axe, Perfect Silver Battle Axe, Daedric Katana, Silver Katana, Steel Katana, Iron Katana, Ebony Scimitar, Glass Scimitar, Perfect Silver Scimitar, Silver Scimitar, Steel Scimitar, Iron Scimitar, Steel Saber, Iron Saber, Silver Wakizashi, Steel Wakizashi, Iron Wakizashi, Daedric Tanto, Silver Tanto, Steel Tanto, Iron Tanto, Umbra Replica, and lastly, Shadow Sting. That's a lot of weapons added to the game, and also a mouthful to say. And finally, the last mod for this week of Mods Weekly. It's a smaller graphical edition mod, but it's one that is now a must-have for me because it's so beautiful, honestly. But no, really, I like it because of how much it changes the look of enchanted weapons. See Enchantments SE by Spider Akira C adds more visual changes with enchantments on weapons. No longer will the weapon just glow blue for shock, orange for fire, and so on, all that boring stuff, but it will have actual animations and particles. Have you ever wanted flame enchanted weapons to actually be on fire? See Enchantments SE. Ever wanted your shock enchanted weapons to actually be electrified? See Enchantments SE. You see where I'm going with this? This may not be the preference for every single person that plays Skyrim, but this completely changes the look and feel of enchanted weapons and makes them feel more badass, as, you know, I typically say. This is something that I would have loved to see in the original Skyrim. make the enchantments actually visual changes rather than making just the weapons glow with weird lines and everything moving around. This is what I like to see on my enchanted weapons. They look real. The fire is actually real. It's not just glowing orange. Something I would like to see in the future of this mod is for enchantments like fire and shock to actually, you know, give off light. You know, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm saying. I don't know how to explain it properly. I don't know how difficult this would be, but it would definitely be a great improvement in my opinion for immersion's sake. Let's just say that. I also do want to say that the mod author has plans on continuing support for this mod according to the description page, such as making better bow effects. So I'll definitely keep you updated on this mod's future. But that's it for Skyrim Special Edition Mods Weekly Episode 1. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to smack that like button down below and subscribe to join in the good fight if you haven't already. It would be super greatly appreciated, seeing as, you know, YouTube is trying to end all of our YouTube channels. So, until next time, this is Epoxy, signing off.